Yeah, guys, can you see my screen?
Yes, yes.
Okay, fine. Let's get started. So, in yesterday class, we have seen that how we can validate the response, right? Like we have validated couple of things, like first name. Okay. So in this class, we are going to proceed further. So let me start my server. So please open your server. Start my server, and let me take the server. Sorry, server command. Yeah. So let me start my server, and yeah, I have started my server now. uh, this is your collection. Inside that collection we were using to create the employees, right? So you can see it here. Yeah, we yes, in yesterday class we have discussed the if condition and the else, if else condition, right? And the nested if, right? So and also validated the status code and the property, right? So we are in today class we are going to discuss how we can validate the other property and how we can change this the hard coded value into the dynamic value. Okay, so still we are using the hard coded value, right guys? So if you change the value here, if you change the value here, like Rahul, Nitish, whatever the value, if you put it here, and when you run this call, so tell me this particular validation, this particular assertion will get failed or not? Yeah, guys, tell me. So it
Yes.
will get failed or not? Because our actual, because let's suppose if you write it here right now, let me call this thing. You can see it here. It's showing 404. What changes yesterday we have made? I think the wrong resource yesterday I have passed to get the error. Let me again call. Yeah, here you can see if you go here, the verify the employee data, right? Verify the employee data, you get the message, right? That means whatever the assertion you have added, that get pass. Your actual and expected get pass, and it print the message. It print the message. Whatever the message you will write inside this property, right? So it get printed. Whatever. So we are always trying to pass the generic message, right? The generic message in the sense like uh, something we can pass so that everyone can understand easily what you are trying to do it here. Okay, if I write it here like employees only, or something like test case get pass, test case get pass. So whenever your team lead or the client will read this report, right, when which report you will share, right? So they can't understand what you are trying to validate because they can't see your code actually, right? So they have to only look at your report, not the code, what the code you have written, what assertion you have added, what validation you have added, right? So they only see the message. Okay, so always try to pass the message, try to pass the convenient message so that everyone can understand. Okay, so here you have passed the expected result as a Nitish 123, right? So guys, this is hard coded, right? This is has hard coded. This value, the expected is the hard coded, right? So when you go there and if you change the value here, let's suppose I'm using Rahul. Okay. Sorry, excuse me. Yeah. So if I call here, you can see. So tell me, this particular scenario get failed or not?
Yes.
Right, because your expected and sorry, your actual and expected not get match. Whatever you want, you could not get it from the server, right? So you have passed the Nitish. This value will comes from here, right, the Rahul, and as expected in the validation you have add Nitish. Then obviously your expected and actual will get unmatched, and your test case will get failed, right? So why I'm explaining you this thing, because you have, if you hard coded the things, if anyone in your team, right, in future, or you change the value here from here, and you tested this thing, so it will get failed, right? So we will you know also look at how we can remove this hard coded value. Okay, this is one thing. And the another thing is, let's suppose verify the first name, right? So you also want to know what value is coming from by the server, what value is given by the server. You also want to print that value in the message, in the message here. In the message you also want to print the message what value exactly I'm getting, because of that my test case get failed, right? So we can use the plus operator to append the value. Okay, so whenever you want to print anything along with the main message, right, you can use the plus operator to append the message. Okay, so how I can use, so let's see, if I use plus, plus is used to append the two character, append the two string. Okay, so either string or integer it will append, right? So this is the use of the plus operator. Okay, so if I write it here, if I write and pass the message as a let's see, verify the employee first name and employee employee name, verify the employee first name and employee name returned by the returned by the by the server. Verify the employee first name and employee name written by the server is okay. And okay, either you can use this thing in one line, it's the same way. Yeah, and remove the, yeah, put it one single string, put it inside one single string, and here you can use the plus operator. And here what you are trying to do it here, you want to print the name which you are getting from the server, which you are getting from the server. So this is your actual which you are getting from the server. So copy this thing and you can simply pass it here. Okay, now when the test case will get or pass, so it will print the message, verify the employee first name and employee name written by the server is whatever the value it should, that value will get printed. Okay, so this concept is not only we are using in JavaScript. If the using the plus operator, you, this concept is also used in other language also. So okay, so let's see. Here you can see I have called this particular request and you can see the error message. your assertion get failed, and what is the message it's giving to you? Verify the employee first name and employee name written by the server is Rahul. Here you can see, right? So using if you return the things which you are getting by the server, so that you have some more clear information what exactly you are getting by the server. Okay, so let's suppose here I am passing Rahul. Here I am passing Rahul. Okay, and let's try to call. Here you can see your test case get passed because your actual and expected get matched. Verify the employee first name and employee name written by the server is Rahul. Okay, so give me a second. Okay, so like that you can append the message which you want, but that message will it's common for pass case also or fail case also. Okay, now you have validated your first name. Now I want to validate the last name. I want to validate this last name. How I can? Okay, so you can add the message here, like what action you are trying to do it here. Okay, so that when your any of your team member will read this, they can easily understand. Here you are trying to verify 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 the verify the verify the employee verify the employee first name. Okay, you have written, and if you type control V, you can beautify your code, JavaScript code. If any space or the lines are let's suppose I'm starting from here, and this line, the if is from here. So let's suppose here, so it will make in the proper format. If you enter control and B, control and B. Okay, now let's suppose I want to validate this Rahul, sorry, this last name, right? So what code I can write it here? So what I'm trying to do, the employee verify the employee last name. Okay, now let's write the code. So I will use the test property, and inside the test I will print the message. What message you want to print? Verify the employee last name, right? And last name is, and last name is, let append the value which you want from the server. So you can pass the last name here. Okay, here as a actual and expected, what I have to write? Response body, because all the response body I have stored inside the response body variable, right? So you, and it is in the form of the JavaScript object, right? So now you can access that value. First access the response body response body, and then dot, and last name. That's why in a couple of days back I have explained you how you can access the property from the JSON object. Okay, that's the reason behind that, because we will use this concept here right now we are doing. Okay, so this is your main hierarchy. Inside that you have to access the last name, right? So dot last name you have to type, right? This is your actual, and what is your expected? I want the title as a sing. Okay, So you can pass the value here string. Okay, now I want to also print this thing in my message, right? So what I will do, if I simply copy paste the thing like response body dot last name, it will not work. It will consider as a simple string value. Okay, so I will append this thing here like that. Right now I want to verify the birth surname. Whatever the employer birth surname is, I want to verify the employee birth surname. Okay, so what code I can write it here? Whatever the property you want to validate, you can add the assertion for that. You can add the assertion for that. I want to verify the birth surname, or let's suppose email ID you want to verify. Okay, let me take first birth surname, verify the same thing we are doing again. Only message is changed. Message and the JSON path. Okay, the concept is same. Verify the employee birth surname. Birth surname. Okay, and if you want to print the birth surname also, and birth and value is and something like that, and value is, and here you can append the value. Okay, and is equal to what is your actual is a response body and response body dot, and what is the property name? Birth surname. Always try to copy the property name. Okay, so that you can ignore the error message. Okay, and birth surname, let's suppose the Shonu. Okay, so I will pass the Shonu here. Okay, I have passed the Shonu, and let me print this message in the report also here. Okay, let's suppose I want to validate the email ID, right? Same stuff we will do it here. Same stuff. Test verify the email ID, verify the employee email ID, verify the EMP email ID, and if you want to print the email ID also, and email ID is, you can print the message plus operator, and here is equal to what is your actual is response body dot, what is the key name? Email. So always try to copy the email property name, and is equal to and pass the value from here. Okay, and you can use this value here. Okay, let me call this so I have added the assertion for 1, 2 and 3 and 4, right? And let me call. It's very simple and straightforward. So you can see it here. You have added the 4 assertion here. Verify the employer first name and employee name. Verify the employee name, and employee name written by the server is Rahul. Verify the employee last name, and last name is Singh. Verify the employee birth name and value is Sonu. Verify the employee ID, and employee ID is nitish@gmail.com. Right? Let's suppose you pass let's suppose here I am passing Sonu DDD. So your actual expected unmatched. So that particular you can see the 3 by 4. The 4 is the total number of assertion you have added. The 4 is total assertion. What are the total assertion you have added? I have added total 4, right? So that's why 4 and 3, that means 3 get pass and 1 get fail. That's why 3 by 4, right? So here you can see on all section the pass and fails are there. If you go to the pass, so only pass will display. If you go to the fail, sorry, if you go to the fail test case will get displayed. Okay, so if I go to the pass, and you can see the all the pass and fail it here. Right now, you guys help me. I want to validate. I want to validate this city. I want to validate this city. I want to verify this city. So what code I have to write it here? Now you guys tell me what code I have to write it here.
Test.
Okay, so to print the message on the report, so I will use the test. Okay, test and verify the employee. So if I write it here, uh, okay, first write the message. Verify the employee address. I have to verify the employee address, and here as actual unexpected. Not tell me what actual expected. I can write it here.
Response
what
body.
JSON part I have to write it here. So I want this city. So look at the JSON object and tell me the path. Yeah, tell me, sir. Response body dot
address 0.
Address. So let me copy the address. Okay. Okay.
Bracket 0.
Bracket 0. Index of 0. You can say like that.
Index
okay.
0.
Index of 0 and dot
City.
and dot city. Okay, so copy the city name, right? And then double is equal to pass the city name. Okay, whatever your expected is, you can pass it here. Okay, so yeah, when you call, you can see it here. Yeah, ignore this fail one because your actual unexpected not get match. Here you can see employee, verify the employee address. It's pass. So let's try to print the specific message. How I can? Here we have written verify the employee address, right? So can I write like that? Verify the employee address and dot city, so that it will it give the actual meaning actually what you are trying to do it here, because inside the address we have the multiple keys and the values, right? So what keys and value you are trying to verify? The city. So that's why I have written here address dot city. That means you are trying to verify the city. Clear?
We can append this like.
Yeah, you can. It's up to you. It's up to you. You want append the message or not. So I want to print the message which you are getting from the server. So let's append this one. Okay, and when you call here, you can see. Yeah, Delhi. Okay, so this thing is we have to put column here so that we have some space. So put the column here. Okay, clear? Now similarly you can verify the other properties also. Agree? Let's suppose you want to verify the postal code. So can I write this same code? Can I copy this thing, copy and pass it here, and change the value here, postal code, and let me copy the property name, copy and pass it here, sorry, here. Okay, and here also, and what is the postal code? 566678. Okay, so I will pass this thing here. Okay, let me correct this message. Let me call. here you can see your all the assertion get passed. Can you see it here?
So in this
Okay, now,
Vikas,
yeah.
this Postman by default uses assertion by itself. Like in languages like in Java, we have to use assertion method. Then
No,
we
no.
will.
Here we don't have to use any import any assertion class, right? And we don't have to use assertion dot false true or pass any boolean value or inside the assertion dot true. We don't have to pass actual and expected. So we are doing the assertion in Postman like that. Okay.
Okay.
Now similarly you can also validate for this object if any things you want to validate from here, right? Now you want to verify the phone number. So tell me the path for that. What code I have to write it here? I want to verify the phone number.
Test verify the employee phone number.
Paste whatever the message you want to verify the employee 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 phone number, right? Phone number, and number is you can append the value whatever you want to print it here. Okay, and here as an actual and expected, can I write response body dot now?
Yes.
Now what JSON path I have to write?
Phone number.
Response body dot phone number.
Okay, phone number. Okay, so phone number is equal to and pass the phone number. Pass the phone number. Okay, when I call, let's see it get pass or not.
You need to
Understood.
append that.
Okay,
Yes.
so here you can see it's showing me the error. So let's try to resolve this error. Now it's gone. Let me save and call. Here you can see. So when your script is done, right? So this thing will print in the report when you run this thing
Because
in.
here,
Yeah.
can you show me that ID how we can fetch? Because that is a dynamic value, it will be changing, no? So how we can validate for ID?
Okay. Yeah. Let me explain. So here you can see if you use this thing, uh, so that particular assertion will get printed in your report, right? Now, so you want to validate the ID. You want to validate the ID. So this ID is every time we have the unique ID, right? So we don't know the expected result here. We know the expected result? No, we don't know the expected
Yes.
result,
Right.
right? So in that case, so we can verify either it should not be null or blank. Okay, so here we can use the
Here, can't we take from the DB and then check
no, no,
something of
no,
that kind? DB check
no,
it is not there. We can't
no,
do.
no, 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 no. We can't do it
Only
here.
whatever is in UI, only that only will be checking in the
Yeah,
body.
whatever you are getting by the server in the response, that particular things you can verify, and the request body you can verify. Okay, so yeah, here you want to verify the employee ID. Okay, so verify the employee ID, employee ID, right? So remove this thing, otherwise you can pass this thing ID. Okay, and here you can pass ID. Now your actual is ready. Actual is ready. Now what things you have to write it here, because you don't know the exact value of ID. You don't know the exact value, because whenever you are trying to create the data, every time it generates the new ID for you, the new ID, right? So how you can validate that thing? So in that case, you can validate like response body dot ID is not null, not sorry, not blank. Okay, so here you can equal to, okay, we have written, sorry, we can use this symbol that implies that it is not equal to the blank value, the blank string. Okay, if I call this thing, you can see it here, right? So if it is if ID will not get generated here, this particular things will get failed actually. And can also add, it could not be a null value. Okay, so that you can make sure that the assertion you have added, the ID could not be blank or null. It had the some valid value. It had some valid value, right? So here you can write not null. We can use the and operator to, if you have uh, if you want to add multiple assertion, multiple actual and expected, in that case you can use the and operator here. This is the and operator, and let me call here. You can see, right? And there is one more way to verify this ID. So this ID we are using in the subsequent call, right? In the get, in the patch or delete, right? So here we are using the set method, right? Set method, and we are using in the subsequent call here. If ID will not get generated here ID will not get generated here by the server. So when this particular code will execute it, right? So this value, this variable value should be blank, right? And when you use it here, so it will show as a blank, right? And this particular test case will get failed, not get executed successfully, right? So when you check the report, you can easily know that the ID which you are getting from the post call, I think it's not get generated, or there is something issue in the code. Agree?
So this will happen when we get the ID and then we set that in environment variable, no?
Sorry.
So this will be the case when we get the ID from response body and then we will set the current ID value in environmental variable, then only or other test cases will get failed.
I told you that whenever you are getting anything in the response, right? If you, let's suppose I want to fetch the ID, and this ID I have to use in the subsequent call, right? So here you can see, using the set method, you can set that particular value inside one variable, right? So if you want to use this particular variable in the subsequent call, so I told you, if you are using inside the URL param, header, body, or auth, you don't have to use the get method. You can directly parameterize this thing. Let's suppose let's suppose, let me give you one example. Let's suppose I'm trying to go to the environment. What is the set employee ID? I'm passing as a blank. I'm passing as a blank right now here. Okay, and we'll go here and I want to fail the test case, right? So I pass the invalid resource, right? So when I call, it's showing me 404 not found, 404 not found. And when you calling this get the employee data, here you can see it here, 404 not found, 404 not found, right? And you can see it here, your particular test case will get failed when you write the code it here, when you write the code here. Okay, so when you go to the console and you can check, the null value is coming out here. So tell me, what did you means here by the null value? Why it's coming here null?
Because the ID is not specified.
Right? So the ID which we are getting from the post call, from the create employee, that ID is successfully, you will, it's not get generated. Something issue in the create call. Agree? Because the same, because this variable value is coming from the create call, right? So let's suppose, let's write the code here. Let's suppose write the code in the get the employee data using ID. Okay, same code we can write it here. If response body, sorry, response code dot code, what is your expected, guys? 200, right? Right, and then write the else part. In the else part you can write test uh, employee fetch, employee get fetch using the EMP ID, employee ID. And here you can write, to fail the test case, I can use this actual and expected, right? Now else part is done. Now write the code here, let's suppose I want to print the message actually in the report test employee. Let me copy this message. I want to employee not, here I have to add employee not get fetch using the employee ID, employee get fetch using the employee ID, and as I want to pass this thing, right? So if I validate the same thing here, so this particular test case will get fetch, will get pass, right? So I have written here, okay, and in the create employee, right? So if I go here into the main collection here, run collection, we are running our collection using the runner. This is known as a runner. Okay, so right now I want to execute which one, create employee. Where is the create employee? Yeah, here, this one I want to execute, create employee and get the employee data. Let's suppose your script is ready to automate, right? The two script is ready, the create employee and get the employee data, the two script is ready for you, right? So what I can do, deselect all and select that particular one, create the employee data, and this one also. Okay, so you have selected 5 requests, right? And you want to check, right? Here you can see one iteration field. So if I put it here 1, So it will execute one time. If I put it here 2, so same test case will execute 2 times. Okay, so and this space is known as a runner. Using the runner, we are running our collection in one shot. Right now, what we are doing, we are individually calling to each request. Individually, we are calling. If you want to create the data individually, I'm clicking on the send, or get the employee data, I click on the send, right? So using the runner, using the test runner, this is the runner. If you go to the run collection, this is known as a runner. In using the runner, if you want to run all, if your script is ready, then you can select all, you can run. So right now my script is not ready for the other one, right? So that's why I have unchecked this thing and I have selected only particular one. Okay, so I have selected, and if I click on the run test based collection, if I click on that, you can see it here. Your collection will get executed. Your collection will get executed in fraction of second, right? So here you can see this is the first request you have used, create the employee, right? Create the employee. And in create the employee, we have written the logic to get the ID, right? So why the message is not printed here? Let me check. Oh, we have not written the else part here, right? That's why when your test case is not match, your if condition is not match, right? If go to the else part, but there is no code I have written here, so that's why it's not printing anything in the report, right? So when your actual expected not get match in the if part, so you want to fail the test case. You want to fail the test case. So what you can write it here, employee not get created successfully, and status code is which you are getting from the server. Can I write this thing? Response code, this you are getting from the server. Okay, and here as expected and as actual, right? I want to fail this particular assertion, right? So to fail this assertion, I want to unmatch the actual and expected, right? So can I write this thing, response code is equal to 200. So guys, tell me one basic question which I have repeated multiple times. What did you understand this thing, and why I have written this code here as actual and expected? Anyone can please explain me? Yeah.
It is to like validate the given statement and compare it with the actual result, what we are getting and expected to result.
Okay, but the question is why I have written response code is equal to 200.
Here response code you are validating the actual, and double equal to 200 status code is the expected. So if this will pass, then this statement will be shown green. It will be pass test case. Otherwise, this will be a failed test case.
So why I'm trying to fail this test case? Why I'm trying to fail this particular test case, and why I have written only this particular code here?
Because we don't know which status code we'll be getting. So what we are doing is with the expected result itself, we are checking for the failed result.
So here you can see when, yeah, in the case of pass, when you are getting the successful response, obviously this if part will get executed. Agree? Then it will not go to execute your else part. It will not touch your else part, right? But when your test cases get failed and you want to print the failed message in the report, right? That's why if part is failed, if your if part is false, then jump to the else part and print this message in the report with the status code, what status code you are getting by the server. And as a actual and expected, I want to print this thing in the failed column, because your request, you are not able to create the data successfully. You want to fail this thing. So to fail this thing, I have to unmatch the actual and expected here. So the response code dot code, what would be the value here? Tell me, guys. What would be the value in this case?
201.
4 is not 4.
404.
Sorry.
404. 404, right? This status code which you are getting by the server. Okay, so this one, right? And when I compare is equal to, right, and what is expected? 201. 201. Now tell me your actual and expected is unmatch or match? Unmatch, right? So your
Unmatched.
test case will get failed, right? Agree?
Yes.
Right. Now you, in your mind, you have the question why I have written only 201 here. Now anyone having any answer regarding the 201, why I have written as expected?
That is the pass like code whichever we are getting the same code, because we are not aware of what code it might pass in the failure case. So with the initial like expected code only, we are checking for the failed result.
From client side, we are sending properly, but we are receiving in the server side, it is wrong.
What I
Yeah,
understand.
so here you can see, if it is 2001, if it is 201, that means you are getting the successful. So tell me, it's come to else part? Never. Agree?
Yes.
Yes.
Right? So let's suppose you are getting 404. 404. And so one basic question, if it is going to if part, then what would be your response code dot code value? If it is going to the if block, then what would be the response code dot code value?
It will be 201.
201.
201, exactly. Now tell me, if it is going to the else part, then what would be the value?
Apart from 201 any.
Exactly. Apart from the 201, it could be any value. So that's why I have written the as expected added 201, because this thing will in every case will get unmatched, because you will not get the 201. Agree?
Agree.
Clear? Clear, sir? Or you don't want to use 201, pass any invalid value so that your actual and expected not get matched and this particular things will get failed. So instead of passing some invalid value, I am using some valid thing here like 201. Clear? Right? So let me remove this thing and let me again re-execute this collection. I have completed the script for the create the employee, get the employee data and get all and patch and delete. Okay, let's try to run.
Suppose because now response body, we declared it as a variable in the post script. Okay, so now I want to use that response body. I don't want to declare that variable again and again in all the scripts. I want to use that. Like one side, I will declare that variable, and can I use across the script like a global variable or something?
Which variable you are asking, ma'am?
Response body wherein we have kept the all the JSON.
This one.
Yes, this one.
So tell me, for this response body, for this, let me correct this thing. Okay, for this response body, your data is
Will be
different,
this. Yes,
right? And in the case of,
get it will be different.
it will be the different. It will be the different,
So
right?
we, yes,
So you are asking that you can, use this as a single time, this particular code, and right, you can use this
yes,
code at a single time, and you can, it will also applicable for this one, it will also applicable for other one, right?
yes.
Ideally you can do it. We have here, if you go to the test collection level, okay, here uh, edit section, here you can see the text section we have. Okay, here you can copy this thing. Let me copy and comment it here. You can go it here and pass it here. This is the collection level test. So this particular things will be applicable for all, okay. So it will applicable for this one also, and it will applicable for this one also. Okay, so I will come to that point, what is the demerit of that code if you are using in the Postman actually. Okay, so I will in coming class I will tell you what is the demerit, why we are not using at the collection level this particular things.
Yeah,
Okay,
sure, we
So
can use this in environment also, right? We
sorry.
can set this, I mean, we can set this in environment and use it, right? Like local variable.
Yeah, you can
But that will be applicable only to this particular this folder or this entire collection.
entire collection wherever you are using this particular environment.
Okay.
Okay,
Because
yeah.
in this, like when we go at bottom, if we use multiple validating statement, then double equal to we are not using. So is it like, yeah, in last line, verify employee ID? So
Okay,
is it fine? Like we are using multiple validate statement, but double equal to if we are not using to come.
so why I have to use double equal to use for the comparison, okay, to compare the equal value. But here the situation is I don't my scenario is I don't know the exact value of the ID, so I'm validating that it could not be a blank or array. So if it is not null or blank, that means we have some value.
Hmm. Yes.
Agree? So the same thing we are doing here. The response body dot id, it could not be not equal to blank, or using AND operator it could not be a null. So why I have to use double equal to? Double equal to, if you use double equal to, now tell me the logic here. What did you understand by this code?
Will you? It will
it
compare.
should be
Yes.
equal to the blank value.
It should be equal to the blank value. Then your test case will get failed.
Okay. Yes. Yes. Okay. And
Here
another.
what we have to verify, you want to, your ID value is not, you don't know, because it is generated by the server and dynamically. Every time it's unique, right? So, but you want to validate that thing, it could not be a null or some blank value. That means it could have some valid value, right? So that's why I have written like that, not equal to blank or not equal to null. That means we are getting some value in the response ID.
So in case like we know any expected value and we want to compare it, there we can use double equal to, like.
But why we are using double equal to? What did you understand by the double equal to, sir? Yeah, we can use double equal to, but you are, it's not
Compare.
necessary. Some of the scenario will comes there where you don't have to use the double equal to. Let's suppose your scenario is, you want to validate, you want to validate this. Let me add one more thing here, something like something like okay, otherwise we can do it in the postal code. The postal code should be always greater than 0, always greater than 1. The requirement is, let's suppose you have one property, inside that property value is there, value, the cost, let's suppose, no, here you can't write the cost value. Employee, yeah, here you can write employee EMP salary, EMP, here you are adding salary, employee salary, right? And employee salary is 10,000, sorry, 1,000. Okay, and when you connect with the server, okay, some error, ignore this error. See, yeah, salary get added here, right? Your requirement is to verify the salary, right? And you want to verify like the salary should be greater than 0. It should be the greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, then pass the test case. Okay, so what you can write it here, test verify the employee salary, right? And is equal to response body dot, what is the property name, salary, right? And what is your scenario, what scenario you are applying here? You want to verify the salary should be greater than 0, then you want to pass the test case. Okay, so if you use double equal to, then it is a not valid assertion, the valid operator you are using. So based on the scenario, you have to compare the actual and the expected. If you are comparing the things greater than 0, though you have to write like that. So you can see I'm not using double equal to. Am I using double equal to? No. So it depends on the scenario here, what you are trying to do. In this case, here I want to match the thing, exact value I want to match. So that's why I have used the double operator. That is the reason behind that. Not in like if the things are static, if the things are not dynamic, in that case we can use the double operator. That is the not logic here. The logic is here because I want to validate the same value, whatever the value is by the server and by me expected, that both the values should be the same. That's why I'm using the double equal to here. There is not in relation with the static data and the dynamic data. Okay, so you can see it here. So it gets changed. I'm not using double equal to operator. Okay, if you call this, you can, where is the error message? Somewhere we are doing mistake. Can't read a zero of undefined.
I think in last step 0 it is not taken.
That's correct. Response code. Everything is correct. Everything is correct. Let me comment this code and check. Comment this code. Yeah, still we are getting. So yeah, so that is the not the reason behind that. This code is not an issue. So greater than, fine. Let me check it here also. This thing, let me remove the code from edit section. This thing we have made the changes. So let me call. This thing is also not an issue. Can't read property of undefined. Let me open the console. Let me check the code here. This thing is we uncomment this code actually. Here you can see.
Because
Okay.
can we also
Yeah.
use or operator to compare if the either cases of, for
Yes,
example?
you can.
Oh,
You can. If you want, what is the OR operator? Like that, the pipeline. Okay. Here you want to or equal to, or let's suppose you want to verify something like that. Okay, is greater than 0 or response body is equal to 0. You can see it here. Okay,
okay.
you can use the OR operator, but depends on the scenario, you have to use the OR operator. So if you are using the AND operator, you want to validate multiple things, right? And all the things will get satisfied. Then you can use AND operator. If you want to use OR operators, that means that any of them will get satisfied, then pass the test case, right? So so I was there. Yeah, I'm running this collection. Okay, create employee, get first name and update and delete and run. Here you can see, all the test case get passed, right? So in the real time, you are, individually you are not running your collection and you are not going to check, right? When you are writing the script, at that time individually you are running, but when your script is ready, you are using the collection runner. Using the collection runner, you are running your whole collection in single shot. Okay, here you can see you have added the whatever the assertion you have added, that get printed here. If anything will get fail, that means so let's suppose guys, if anything is get fail, let's suppose this particular things will get fail, then what are the things comes in your mind? Let's suppose you're done your script, you're executed your pipeline, right? And this particular things will get fail, this particular scenario will fail and other will get passed, right? So what are the things come in your mind?
We can verify that particular address statement.
First of all, we are sending the proper body part for that particular field. within we'll check that. After that, whatever the output comes, there will be validating whether it is
So
expected or
we
as per
can,
the request.
yeah, correct, ma'am. So we can go and manually check that particular request, right? So either if you don't want to manually check, so here you can see in the iteration you will get the detail. Here you can, if you click on this link, this is the request URL which is passing, and the request header and the body. You can see it here, the body, right? The body, you can check what the Delhi is filled, right? City is Delhi, and then you can go and check the response body. Okay, this thing is not working here, so you can check it from the console actually, or in the report you will get both request and body. Yesterday I have shown you, right? In the request body, in the report actually you will get both the things. So whatever the things which one is the call, this one, right? Here you can see the response body. If you don't want to manually again hit the request side, you have the report. Go into the report, check the request body and check the response body. Both the value is match. If both the value is match, then what would be the another reason of failing the test case? If it is unmatched, then you can easily know that there is some issue from the server side, right, which you are passing to the request, right? There is an issue if both the things are unmatched, right? If both the things are matched, then what would be the reason behind to fail the test case? What is the reason then? So whenever any test case get failed in your report, so I told you in yesterday class I have so give me a second. Users public admin Newman. Yeah, this report will get generated. So this report, let's suppose, will get generated after completing your script, and in that script, all the test cases are passed, no problem. In that script, let's suppose any particular, let's suppose get employee by ID. Let's suppose any of validation get failed, assertion get failed. So first thing, what you are going to the request body. So where is the request body? This is the response body, because in the get call we are not using the request body. So you can go to the create call. You can go to the create call, that is post method, and go and check the response body here, request body here, right? Go and check what value you have passed it here, and then compare that thing with the response which you are getting from the server. This thing you are getting from the server, you can compare. If it is unmatched, then that's why your test case will get failed, right? So the issue is from the server side. The data which you are passing, the server is not creating the same data. The issue from the server side. Okay, now if both the things are matched, then what would be the reason behind the to fail the test case? What is the reason behind the failed test case then?
Might be the validating statement be not correct.
So we all are the human being, right? Sometimes we write the wrong code also, right? By mistakenly, we every time I think we are doing wrong code. We have written sometime, or we are very in trying to complete the story, right? We are written the wrong code, and if you have not tested the things properly, right? So when your the first thing you can verify response body and the request body. If both the things get matched, it's correct, then you can go and check your code actually. Is you have written the wrong code or correct code, right? So you can't go and directly log the bug. If any of the assertion get failed, first you can go and check your report, what data you are passing, what response body you are passing. So first we have to confirm the things. After then we have to log the bug. And if let's suppose this particular thing is get failed and you have not tested, you have not R&D on that, you have not did the R&D on that, you are directly go and log the bug. Now when developer pick that issue, then he is working, it seems like it is working fine in his machine, right? So in that case, that bug is your invalid because it is working fine and you have reported the wrong bug actually. So that's why before reporting the bug, first confirm at your side. Even in the manual testing also, whenever you are reporting any issue, first you are cross check at your end. After then you are reporting that thing. So whenever any assertion get failed, first you can go and check manually all the things, right? It is fine or not. If it is fine, then if it is not fine, then you can log the bug. If it is fine, then you can go and check your code. Is there any issue with the code? Okay. Yeah.
Because one small doubt in runner, can't we run in folder level?
No, it run at the collection level actually. But if you go here, if you click on the three dot, you can't see the run here, right? But if you want to run at the folder level, so you go to the run collection. So you have to identify that in which folder what are the requests we have. So deselect all and select only that folder request, only that particular one. So this is the one way actually.
Okay, Vikash.
Okay, not individually you can run it here. If you want to do it here, go to the main collection, run collection, and if you want to run a specific one, right, then you have to deselect all and select the particular one, right? So like that, here you can see it here, this is the user folder. 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 This is the new folder. If I go down, you can see this is the Git repo folder. Okay.
In that real time, we'll be writing the script at script level only. The each this one like post script method. So at that particular level only, we'll be writing the script or few variables as I asked, like for ID, like environment variable. Sorry, at global level, we'll be declaring it.
Yeah, we are also declaring the things at the global level. So we'll come to that section at when I explain you the variable scope. So if you
Okay.
go down here, you can see the variable scope. We have multiple variable scope, the global, collection, environment, data, and the local. So right now I'm explaining you the environment scope actually, environment variable scope. Okay.
Okay.
Give me a second. Here you can see, let me complete this thing. I will take only 5 minutes. So you have
Yeah,
added the
because
validation.
but daily it will be becoming late for office.
Okay, no
Actually,
problem.
we don't want to miss the class also, whatever the content. So I'm not.
Okay, no problem. We can continue this thing in tomorrow class. So in tomorrow class, you can see some of the code I have written outside the if condition, right? So that's we will discuss, right? And we will customize the thing, and we'll also discuss, we have written these hard coded value as expected. So whenever any person will go and change the value, your test case will get failed. Agree or not?
Yes.
right? Let's suppose if you pass any, let's suppose if you are passing here instead of Delhi some other value, so your test case will get failed, right? So tell me, this is the the right script you have written? No. The automation script means in every case it will work. That is the automation script. That is the automation script. So in tomorrow class we will learn how we can make these things as a dynamic. Right now it is static, and we will try to convert that thing in dynamic, right? After then we will discuss this global variable, right? The global variable, collection variable, data variable, and the local variable. Okay, so yeah, that's it guys. Thank you guys. If you have any question, then let me know. The
Is
class is
SQL knowledge very much required for API testing?
no, because we are not connecting with the database, so that's why it's not required here.
Okay.
Okay. In API testing, if you are not connecting with the database, so no require. And generally, if you are doing the API testing, we don't need to connect with the database. Okay.
Yeah. Because in runner class, I want to ask.
Yeah, so guys, the class is over, so if you want to quit the call you can, and you can continue your work. So we'll meet tomorrow in the same time. Thank you. Yeah,
Yeah.
sir, tell me.
In runner window which you were explaining,
Mm-hmm.
could you please open that? Yeah,
Okay.
runner window. So when you run these test cases,
Mm-hmm.
can you show me one result like
Okay, you
if
want
we
to
run this collection?
get the result? Yeah, here.
Okay. So in this in any of these test cases, if I have this set employee ID, we are using set employee ID and it get updated with the latest one. So other test cases will also have that latest set employee ID.
Yeah. So here you can see I have set the employee ID. You can see the ID is 90, right? So if you go here, the get the employee ID, here you can see 90.
Okay, okay. So in
If you
case
go
like
here, update and go to the URL, here we are using the ID 90. If you go here and check, if you are say the 90, if I again run this collection, let's see what happened. Run again. You can see it here. Let's check. Why it is 90 again?
but it would be in a string.
No. Why it's this time? Give me a second. It should be unique value, right? So
Every
let
time.
me clear all the console and go here and run 90, again run 91, again run 92. Okay, now go here, run collection, and deselect all and run the particular one. Okay, and run this collection 93. You can see 93. Okay, let's suppose I am running this collection multiple times. Run collection, I'm running this collection, let's suppose 3 times. I'm running this whole scenario the 3 time I want to execute, and we can see it and run. So here you can see 1 2 3 1 2 3. If I go here for the first one, it is 93. For this 93, 93.
It is taking same only, no?
Give me a second. So response body. Let me go to the console. Let me go clear the console and let me again run. Let me again run. Something we are doing wrong. So this is the response body of the first iteration. 93 it's generating. 93 it's generating. In the second one, let me check the second one. Is generating. Give me a second. I think let me remove the salary from here because this thing is not defined in my DB actually. In your JSON body, this thing is not defined. So let me remove. And first name is free. Not correct. Let me remove the code from here. Okay. And run. 93. We are doing the wrong thing actually. I think when I explaining you the parameterization concept, right? So we change the base URL here, acceptance. Okay. So let me go here and change the base URL here. It's not connected. Here we have to change. So change it here. Let me save and then go here and then run. So I think 95, 96. Now let me run this collection, edit, sorry, run collection and deselect all, create employee, right, and pass the value to and run. Yeah, 97 you can see, and this is the first iteration. And if you go to the second one,
I think it must get update like second time.
no man, no. Rahul. Why I have executed this call. Here you can see it is working. 90, 97, 98, 99. If you go to the run collection and deselect all and create the employee patch and let me run, you can see 100. If I run it again, why it's generating every time 100? Because if I individually running this thing from here, okay, sir, I will look into that, because this thing ideally this is not the actual, because every time the server will create the new unique ID. So even if you pass the iteration 2, that means the 2 user are trying to create, right? So every user it should give you the unique ID. Okay, but I don't know why it's we have already uh, did the same thing. I think because we are not using the actual server. So I think if you can, if you use this call, uh, I think there is some issue in this server because it is our local server. So some issue with the, but I think when we use the GitHub and the Go REST service, I think it could be work. Okay.
sir. So in
Ideally.
this, yeah, so in this, like if we have any null value or invalid value, we get updated by using this runner method in first step, like in post method. So after that, a subsequent other method will also take that null value and get the failed test cases, no?
Yeah. So let's suppose here, let me make it as a let me make it as a right and save it. So when I call, you can see is to 0 1, right?
Yes.
So that means here if you go here, here you can see set employee ID is null,
Yes.
right? So if you run this thing, go to the run collection and deselect all, create, right, and run this thing. You can see it here, your test case will get failed,
Yes.
right? And we are getting the we are set the employee ID here in the create employee, and that is null. If you go here and check, null is set it here, and same ID we are also using here. You can see it here, it's null. Okay.
Yeah. Reason we can get from report when we generate report, we can get
Yeah,
reason.
when you generate the report, so you have to find the reason behind that, what is the value. So you will go and check the URL. So it taking as a null, right? Then you can go to the create employee and check the create employee request. So what exactly response is, so you can see whatever the response, you have to verify actually what is the reason behind to the create the employee get failed actually.
Okay. Okay, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. We'll meet tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah.